The Economy Commission has adopted the normative act for the state budget, approving a reduction of income by €3.5 billion as a result of the depreciation of the euro against the lek. A significant drop in the number of pupils is leading to the mergers of a total of 16 nine-year schools in the Fier and Roskovets municipalities, with the Director of Education in Fier saying they are awaiting a decision. Administration of the Wretch prison, inaugurated just a few weeks ago, took the opportunity to give blood prior to the arrival of its first inmates to raise awareness for the blood donation campaign for children with thalassemia. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Tuesday the 4th of September 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The budget review for 2018 provides retirees with a reward of 5,000 lek for the end of the year, but at the same time cuts funds for a number of institutions, including vetting. At the first meeting of the Economy Commission for this session, the head of the Economy Commission, Arion Brace, raised a number of questions about the funding cuts for agricultural roads as well as for the vetting institution. What worries me more than the first two is about the budget of judges and prosecutors' re-evaluation institutions in the justice system. Mr. Minister, this institution has created an extraordinary work volume to meet the priority obligations for at least a number of 57 judges and prosecutors who were in the process of re-evaluation, said Arion Brace. But according to Finance Minister Arben Ahmetai, there are no cuts, only a redistribution of unused funds. Every minister has agreed with the Minister of Finance and then with the Prime Minister on all reallocations due to the performance and their forecast according to our forecast, said Arben Ahmetai. The euro's depreciation throughout this year seems to have added negative effects on the budget revenues. According to Minister Arben Ahmetai, the impact in 8 months accounts for about 5 billion lek. The budget alone in this lane, due to the over-appreciation of the lek, had a shock of almost 5 billion lek only in the same time frame of 8 months, said Arben Ahmetai. The normative act on budget revision was forced as a result of the non-realisation of revenues by 3.5 billion from the depreciation effect of the euro. Following Commission discussions, the revised budget will go through for approval on Thursday's parliamentary session. Opposition leader Lulzim Basha has started a meeting in Shkodra with district structures to respond to what he calls the country's vital challenge, the government's liberation from crime. Basha started the mobility of the structures from Shkodra and has asked the branch presidency for Democratic Party representatives to mobilise citizens against crime. What matters is the degree of mobilisation with which we, as the DP, have at the level of neighbourhoods, blocks, houses and villages. We can respond to a call for radical political action aimed at removing this Prime Minister and this government. From the moment we separated from this meeting, work has to start door to door with people. Today, there is no other way than confrontation, said Lulzim Basha. Basha said that under these conditions, the Democratic Party internal organisation process should be better evidenced for upcoming local elections. It is therefore important that the process of internal organisation highlights the best within the party, highlights the best in relation to upcoming local elections and likely the upcoming parliamentary elections. This is the ultimate goal of the action and the platform, which the opposition will make public in the days and weeks ahead, said Lulzim Basha. Basha talked about opposition and the government, and this, according to him, arises from the government's connection with crime and the destruction of the institutions. 16 schools are at risk of closure in Fier and Roskovets municipalities because of the sharp drop in the number of students for the new school year. The Director of Education branch in Fier, Ulka Betsi, says that since May, the Ministry of Education has launched a study merging schools with a low number of students. We have been studying and planning in the municipality of Roskovets, but we have not received confirmation yet for 2 schools offering collective classes, whereas in the municipality of Fier, we have 14 other schools that are spread throughout the territory and Fier. The reason and purpose of these schools is a very qualitative education of children who live in these territories where the number of students is very small, said Ulka Betsi. Migration to European Union countries and the domestic movement of families are the main causes for the significantly reduced number of students in some rural areas of Fier and Roskovets, where schools operate with collective classes. Each year there is a reduction in the number of students, and the reason is the migration of children, where we have family reunification. Family reunions reduce the number of pupils, said Ulka Betsi. Schools of less than expected students will join those of other villages where the number is higher in order to guarantee a better learning process. Meanwhile, 7,187 students from 18 categories in Fear will receive free textbooks for the new school year on the basis of the government initiative. Free primary school books save a family with school-aged children 3,000 to 5,000 lek. People who are relieved of this cost are the unemployed and those who live in economic difficulty. In schools, the distribution of textbooks for the primary cycle has started. Parents are required to sign that the responsibility of the textbook maintenance remains with them. School teachers informed parents that textbooks must not be damaged as they must be returned next year. For the director of the 9-year custom Shima school in Mrs. Hasima Laimai, the government's decision has eased the families in difficulty in this area, and due to demographic movements, such cases are numerous. Workbooks will not be turned back at the end of the school year, while educational authorities believe that through awareness and the decision to return school books, this will help the children to form a friendly bond with their books. The Mayor of Tirana, Erion Veliai, has responded to critics of the new National Theatre. Although the Parliament will start discussing the decree of the President on the law on September 20, Veliai says every new thing is seen with scepticism. Statements were made by Mayor Veliai during the inspection of works on the public underground parking lot at the new stadium, expressing the conviction that the new theatre has the potential to achieve just as much as the National Arena. Anyone who is sceptical of new things or who is cynical about the new theatre has the potential to become the similar sort of hotspot as the new stadium is coming today. A successful project that alone we could not do. I believe those who are sceptical must see the miracle that is happening here and what economy it is bringing to Tirana to understand what potential we have in another area, said Erion Veliai. Mayor Veliai underlined that the underground parking lot will have a capacity of 200 places and will affect the ease of circulation. There is a 200-seat parking, which today will serve mainly as a function around the stadium, which for the first time will not be a stadium that will be used once in 7 days, but it will be used 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It will also be a recreational centre, a commercial centre, a culinary centre and a public space, and the whole square after the completion of the parking turns into a pedestrian street. So we gain another pedestrian area after Skanderberg Square and after the new bazaar to give Tirana a space so that people can put their cars underground and go out with their families to enjoy the city, said Erion Veliai. Mayor Erion Veliai assured that at the end of the first mandate, Tirana will not only have 4 large underground parking lots, but a much livelier city where the economy abounds. The parking space of the Italia Square is the 4th underground parking in 3 years, with also Skanderberg Square, the parking lot at the new boulevard, and the parking lot at Stadtschutz. The prison of Rech, inaugurated a few weeks ago, still does not expect its first convicts, but this did not prevent the administration from opening the doors for the blood donation awareness-raising campaign for children with thalassemia. A human gesture made at the beginning of September, the prison staff chose to make the modest contribution to these children and also to raise awareness among other institutions and mass society to donate blood. According to prison guards, this is the best way to show that from these cold and dark walls there can still be signs of life. In addition to their mission to integrate and rehabilitate all residents who spend part of their lives here, penitentiaries in Albania cooperate with all local government institutions. This cooperation extends not only within the mission, but also to other activities, as we are doing today, said Prison Director Gazim Selimi. The donation session came in cooperation with the Directorate of Public Health and the branch of the Red Cross in Shkodra. The penitentiary will soon receive the first transfer of convicts in order to start its normal functioning. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.